So I've literally never eaten a spicy thing in my life, and I actually don't like anything spicy. Every single spice video that you saw was like all fake. It was just basically to have enough views to get signed to an acting agency.
Well guys, I've been vindicated. As a man who prides himself in being right about absolutely everything that I ever say, it's always a good day when I can find some new proof to back that up. And today there was quite the discovery. Those of you who've been watching my videos for over a year at this point might remember a while back when I made a few videos covering what I thought was one of the worst trends on TikTok, where guys would pretend to eat what was supposed to be like comically spicy food. It would be something like a jalapeno slathered in hot sauce with Takis stuffed inside, and they'd wolf it down in the most disgusting way possible, and they would act like they had no reaction to the spice they just ingested. There were a few big names who did this, but really the pioneer of all this was a guy who went by the name of the Spice King, Ramy Zayn. Now, amongst many other reasons why I didn't like this trend, why I didn't like these kinds of videos, one of the main ones was because I thought it was all fake. These guys were claiming to eat stomach lining dissolving levels of spice every single day with no issues, and the reactions were always obviously overstated to entertain 12-year-olds. But a lot of people fully bought into it. They would not allow any sort of criticism against their spice goats, and I read hundreds of comments adamantly defending these people, saying that they are definitely real, that these guys are just built a little bit differently. You wouldn't understand it, you're a YouTuber, man. But guess what? Daddy Duck never fucking fumbles, baby, unless it's sports gambling, which in that case I'm almost exclusively wrong. But over the last week or two, Ramy Zayn has gone onto TikTok saying that basically everything that he ever did was fake. The spice limit testing, the mukbangs, the reactions, everything was fake. Don't believe me? Let's take a look. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
So I've literally never eaten a spicy thing in my life, and I actually don't like anything spicy. Every single spice video that you saw was like all fake. It was just basically to have enough views to get signed to an acting agency. I was going to college for acting, and then the pandemic hit, so a lot of financial aid got cut and mine got cut. I started seeing people on TikTok that like were blowing up and getting signed to these giant acting agencies with zero training, so I said, yo, let me just do that, and then I did it.
Okay, so here's the story, and you know what? Honestly, I respect it. Times have changed, and social media is a gateway to a lot of things. If you're in a rough position and you're able to get out of it by doing something like this on TikTok, I say, why wouldn't you? Do I think it's cool to build this persona around this thing that you're not actually doing and kind of being deceptive about it? Not really, but the way he's going to describe it later as kind of just acting practice makes some sense. And social media influencers not painting an accurate picture of themselves online and deceiving their audience is, nothing new. It comes in many shapes and sizes. Take, for example, every single 18-year-old Gymshark athlete who's 270 and 7% body fat, who is definitely natural. Is it morally questionable? Yes, but I feel like there are much more harmful things you can do than pretend to eat spicy food on the internet. And if you couldn't tell these videos were fake to begin with, that's kind of on you as the viewer.
Don't get me wrong, I tried like doing it by like being authentic, being myself, but that wasn't getting the views that I needed to get signed to like one of the top acting agencies. So I just like saw an opportunity. I ate the one chip challenge, got like 20 million views, did the gummy bear, that got 40 million views, and I was like, yo, got their attention, and now I'm auditioning for like a lot of big things. So yeah, the more you know.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't necessarily think he's lying, but I do kind of find this whole thing questionable. Would having a TikTok account like this actually help you get auditions? On one hand, it feels like that would have absolutely no bearing whatsoever on whether or not somebody wanted you to act in their TV show or whatever. But at the same time, I have found that a lot of older people don't really understand what numbers mean on social media. So I guess maybe some acting agencies would see 16.1 million followers and just throw all caution to the wind.
Yeah, I literally never ate that gummy bear. That's insane. 9 million Scoville units. You'd have to be out of your mind if you thought I was going to put myself through that. I would just treat it as like a jump cut. So I would like scream, cry, and then I would stop the camera, and then I would like look at the clip, and then I would like be like, oh no, it needs more emotion, or it needs more tears, it needs more redness, and then I would just do it.
So yeah, I thought this was obvious from the beginning. If you go back and watch the videos I did on all the spice reaction people, I would always call out the jump cuts because I thought it was just so clear what was going on here. But if you go through the comments of this little series he uploaded kind of exposing all of this, people are shocked. Like they can't believe what he's saying.
I know this sounds really crazy, but I just wanted to be part of young Hollywood. So with the following, I was able to get into a lot of the premieres and red carpets of the movies or shows that I was auditioning for. So I would get to meet the cast, and I would get to meet the producers and the people that could actually put me in the films. And I know it sounds crazy, but honestly it worked because now instead of dating an influencer, I'm dating a girl that's on Euphoria, so the more you know.
Yeah, so another thing, this feels like the most drawn out, poorly hidden humble brag ever uploaded to the internet. He uploaded like a dozen videos talking about this. We're not gonna go through all of them, but basically every single one of them just feels like a giant middle finger to his audience that made him famous, with him politely saying, haha, how did you guys not know it was fake? Thanks for making me young, rich, and famous and making all my dreams come true. Oh, by the way, now I have an even more famous girlfriend. Look, it's one thing to take advantage of a situation that fell into your lap, but to treat it like this is really not cool.
No, I literally hate spicy food. I was just in so much college debt and I was homeless, so when someone told me that I could be making like tens of thousands of dollars by eating a single jalapeno, that was better than the streets. And I genuinely was not trying to trick anybody, you know? Every single actor has a side job. Some actors are baristas, some actors are waiters. I just managed to make my side job having 16 million followers.
Okie dokie, so I feel like this is a bit disingenuous. Again, I don't care if you were struggling and you wanted to do this. It doesn't make a difference to me whether or not 11-year-olds are tricked into thinking somebody's eating spicy food. I don't think that's the end of the world. But to say you weren't trying to trick anybody, come on, buddy, what were you trying to do then? You made an entire career out of people thinking that you were eating spicy food, and you worked pretty hard to maintain that people believed you were eating spicy food. Don't say you weren't trying to trick anybody, just own up to it.
So I saw it as like a thing where I would just like clock in, eat a couple jalapenos or like a bag of Takis, then clock out. I didn't even have to really post anything different. It was literally the same combination, jalapeno, Taki, wasabi, jalapeno, wasabi, Taki. I wasn't trying to trick anybody. It was just the way the algorithm worked.
Do you guys see what I mean about this humble brag shit? There's like a subtle smugness about this dude. Yeah, I clocked in, ate a jalapeno, made a few $100,000. I wasn't trying to trick anybody. I was just tricking people for money.
No, you can trust everything I'm saying because I genuinely do not make money off you guys.
Huh? What was that, Ramy? You don't make money off of your audience? Buddy, what do you think has been paying your bills for the last few years? The viewership from your videos. That's what. What is this guy's angle? First, he said he wasn't trying to trick anybody when his entire shtick on the internet was faking videos of him eating food, and now he never made any money off of his audience. A content creator saying they don't make money off of their audience might be the most insane thing I've ever heard. Is this one of those cases where a YouTuber or a TikToker suddenly decides that they're too good or they're above content creation, and now they're trying to disconnect themselves from it as much as possible? Ramy, it doesn't matter how famous you become or what big acting roles you land. The reason you're famous and the reason you're rich is because you faked eating jalapenos for a few years. No amount of saying you didn't trick anybody is going to change that.
Like my hot sauce that I came out with, I think I sold 10 bottles of hot sauce. With 10 million followers, I sold 10 bottles of hot sauce. And part of it's my fault. I literally did not want to do anything related to the influencer field. If you look at my Instagram, I have 200,000 followers. It's because I was too embarrassed to post the content that I was making here onto like Instagram in fear that the casting directors that I was meeting would see and be like, what is this weird kid doing? So, yeah.
Ramy, dude, you're really starting to lose me here. So first of all, it doesn't matter if your hot sauce didn't sell that many units. I have merch that I sell where I make like $8 if somebody buys a hoodie, and I sell maybe one of them a month. I mean, I make less than $100 a year selling my merchandise. That doesn't mean that my audience, that my viewers don't pay my bills. Merchandise is its own thing. You were making all of your money from TikTok views, just like I make all of my money from YouTube views. Why are you trying to like discount your audience? You should be grateful and appreciative that people want to watch you, but you're almost like insulting them by saying, oh, the content that you guys like is so stupid, I would never want this actually tied to me, so I keep this out of my personal life. Who would watch this stuff?
So the worst part of all this is I'm being so for real right now. And if you guys feel bad and you guys feel like I tricked you guys, just imagine all of the premieres and like Hollywood studios that flew me out to places and red carpets so I can make content, and I was just there to pitch myself.
Ramy, I'm gonna say something that might sound kind of mean, but I think you should have stuck with the whole Spice King thing. You're not a very likable person, man. Like, you are the opposite of personable. First of all, why are you always doing something in these videos. Just sit down and talk to the camera. You're saying you don't want to be an influencer, yet you're doing like the most stereotypical influencer style of video for everything you upload. Also, do you think you are making yourself sound good right now? Yeah, guys, if you think that I tricked you into making me famous, don't worry, I also tricked everybody else that gave me a chance. I'm just kind of confused. I think that he thinks this is a good look. Ooh, you swindled your way into the acting industry. How noble.
Yeah, no, imagine how they feel when I would go to these like crazy events and they'd spend so much money and I would just like talk to the director and be like, yo, when's your next movie coming out? You want to talk to my acting agent? It was...
I'm pretty lost here. Ramy, are you in any movies? Did this work for you? I mean, do you think you're the first person to ever do this? They likely saw right through you, man. Also, what red carpet event is flying out the Spice King? Just goes to show what I was talking about earlier, how some people will see a big number on social media and just automatically assume that that person has all the pull and all the clout in the world. Now, I could go on and on. There's about a dozen more of these videos where this guy just continues to brag about all the opportunities he got from exploiting his audience, while simultaneously assuring his audience that he did not gain anything from any of this and that he was never tricking them. Ramy, maybe this will end up working out for you, but this was not a good move. Ditching the whole Spice King act, that's fine. If you were tired of it, you're tired of it. But you shouldn't have done it this way. All you've managed to do with these videos is make yourself look like a stuck-up weenie and insult your audience's intelligence. If that's what you were going for, good job, I guess. Well, guys, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this shocking revelation? Like I said, I don't really care that this guy wasn't actually eating spicy food. I was pretty certain of that from the beginning. I just really don't like the humble bragging, haha, I tricked you, look at me, I'm so rich and famous now. He just comes off as a very unlikable person, and the worst part of it all, he doesn't seem to realize that. Not a good look, man. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.